Thank you for hanging out with me today. I am JB Bryan, and I'm the Chief Investment Officer and President of JB Bryan Financial Group. And this is my weekly discussion about AfroEconomics, a financial program that I designed specifically to build wealth with Black people. Today, I feel different because I just feel compelled, required. I just feel that it's necessary for me to talk a little bit deeper. I'm looking because I pulled up something I wanted to share. I was trying to articulate why, so the topic today is no money, no justice, no peace. Because right before I was about to go on the air and talk about, the same, money habits and things, I looked on my computer and I saw the video of this brother in Louisiana, Alton Sterling. Alton Sterling was shot. He was being arrested. He was on the ground. The video shows, and the police officer said to him, you're going to keep talking to me that way. And, they were having a discussion, and Alton was being pressed in the face against the cement. And it's funny how they do that, and they act like, we look at that on TV and we don't realize how painful it is for the person who has 3 or 4 grown men pressing their body into the concrete. And it's not bad enough to sit there and look at this. I mean, it just hurts my heart to see this, and I know that it has something to do with finances. So I'm looking and I'm thinking, and I'm just looking, and I just Google, like, why Black people go to jail, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then I see there's this blog that was written, and this law professor, wrote it, and it's a white guy, and Bill Quigley, and it has 40 reasons why our jails are full of Black and poor people. Now, imagine being Black and poor. Now, he's saying this as if it's two different, we're talking about two different people here. We're talking about Black people, then we're talking about poor people of any color. And then you're Black and poor. That is why Afroeconomics is so important. That is why we can't take it for granted. And sometimes I found on my Facebook, AfroEconomics with JB Bryan, there'll be like really rude comments, isn't all economics the same, isn't all it the same, and this and that. And the first time I saw it, like these very mean, like people just attacking me for trying to help my community build wealth, I was hurt. I was like, how can they say that? How can they just say these rude things? And then, I thought that makes it more the reason why it has to be done. That's why Afroeconomics is so important, that you financially empower yourself. Why are our jails full of Black and poor people? No money, no justice, no peace. And then it starts with this research. Says the U.S. Department of Justice reports 2.4 million people are in jail, and another 4.5 million people are on probation, and that and most of the people inside are poor and Black. And it says one listed as number 1 is that it's not just about crime. No money, no justice, no peace. It's not. I mean, it just, we know right here. And then it says number 2, he says police discriminate. No money, no justice, no peace. So many people, not just police, see Black people as a nuisance. They don't even want us around. They don't want you around, and them being Black and having no money, you're not necessary. Unfortunately, even Black people with money don't want Black people without money around. It's sad. then they'll joke on them because they don't have money. Now, the number three, the police traffic stops. It says police traffic stops are racially targeted people in cars. Black drivers are 31% more likely to be pulled over than white drivers. No money, no justice, no peace. So you get pulled over, you get arrested, you black, you poor, you're more likely to get locked up. You don't have the money to pay for the protection. Once stopped, Black and Hispanic motorists are more likely to be given tickets than white drivers. That costs us money. We can't even afford to be pulled over. Now they're taking from what we do have, and you're more likely to get a ticket when you're pulled over. It says, Department of Justice reports Black drivers or traffic stops are searched by police 3 times more often, and Hispanic drivers 2 times more often than white drivers. 28% of young Black males, 25% or young 25 or younger are stopped in a year's time. It says 28% of young Black males are stopped on traffic stops versus white men have a 12% chance of being stopped. You get stopped, you're more likely to get arrested, you're more likely to get a record, and you're more likely with a record to be poor. No money, no justice, no peace. 6, traffic tickets are big business. It says 40% in St. Louis. Says the Ferguson, we saw with that Ferguson incident, where some of the towns in St. Louis receive 40% or more of their city revenues from just traffic tickets. Stopping people, just pulling us over, and it's more likely, according to the Department of Justice, to be Black and poor. So there's just some, in schools, African American kids are much more likely to be referred to the police than other kids. They're gonna call, so we're getting out of school with a record, more likely to have a record, more likely to have an encounter, more likely to be afraid of the police, more likely to have something on your record that's going to stop you from having money. And with no money, there's no justice and no peace. And it's really sad. I also saw this article. I mean, just look at this article. Are Black Americans incarcerated more than whites because they commit more crime? No, the research is saying no, it's because you're poor and you cannot defend yourself, so you get incarcerated. You're getting the free help. The free help can't afford to give the time to your case because you don't have the money to pay them what they think they really deserve. So we're not getting the help. You're not getting the protection. You're getting incarcerated. More Black men are in prison today than were enslaved in 1850. Oh my God. I'm just no money, no justice, no peace. The whole thought of this is like making me sick. I mean, Austin Sterling, the brother in Louisiana that just got killed this week, out there selling CDs, trying to survive, and it's an issue. So what are we going to do? Because I'm not even going to, think about it. There's research shows that poverty hurts us more. Poverty hurts Black people more. So we have to refuse to be broke in order to protect yourself, in order to protect all of the generations following you, in order to change this. We've got to change it. No money, no justice, no peace. We've got to get some money. What are we going to do? So we must develop money habits to change this. We have to develop a saver mindset. We have to stop feeling like we have to spend or we have to prove anything to anyone else, that we have to say that we're going to start saving money so that your next generation, yourself, and especially your next generation, that is going to have a better chance at this. Most of us started our careers in negative zone. I was reading that Art of the Deal by Donald Trump the other day, and he talks about like he got out of college with a net worth of $200,000. Now he was complaining that that's all he had was $200,000 when he got out of college. I'm like, Oh my God, I don't even think I had $200. Somebody probably just gave me $200 that day, but it is crazy that he really felt that that was horrible, and he was able to grow it into so much money. Now I'm thinking, if I had 200,000 coming out of college, I'd be richer than Donald Trump, but probably not, because I don't know the people he knows. I don't have the backing of a very, 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 very rich family. I mean, he had opportunities, network, connections, insight, and as we know, that he's a white male and living in a world that has a lot more opportunities for him. But taking that, given that, it doesn't stop me from making sure that I push myself to my positive, to the utmost limit, that I give each day, every try, give it my all. It's nobody's fault but mine if I don't develop the saver mindset. So it might take a while, but you can develop it. And the AfroEconomics, make sure, I mean, I don't want to throw in a commercial, but it's a good time. I seriously feel that this book and reading books and the AfroEconomics has to be a part of your library. Get the workbook, get the book, come to the workshop. I'm doing another one in Washington, D.C. We did Financial Independence Day last weekend, and it was fabulous. We're going to do Refuse to be Broke on August 6th. So let's go back to just, we know that we're talking about no money, no justice, no peace. So if we got some money, we can fight for justice, and we can try to create some peace for our community. So we're going to develop positive money habits. So we're going to be a saver. We're going to develop a budget. We're going to learn how to live within our means, and we're going to avoid consumer debt. We're not that. The credit card is not going to get you to the position of real wealth that you need. The credit card and the consumer debt with the high interest rate is just pulling you away from your ultimate goal of buying and purchasing assets, investments, real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, things that are going to create income for you over your lifetime and for lifetimes to come. So we want to change our mindset into using our money not for just stuff that we put on our back. That's cool, but that's not an investment. In most cases, it's not going to be worth more in the long term. So we want to start moving our mindset towards the millionaire mindset of entrepreneurship. That's going to definitely require that you develop a saver mindset. Many people spend all day working a job because they're afraid to leave the job because of consumer debts that they have that are making them feel that they have to stay in that situation. So we want to make sure that we develop the entrepreneur mindset, that we become credit savvy, that we have a lifetime learning attitude. All of these things are going to reduce the chances of our family having exposure to crime. That if something does happen, if our family member is in a situation, that we will have the money to protect them, get them out of it, and then make sure that the system pays them back for the money you wasted on having to protect yourself over a crime that was a false arrest. That's the kind of stuff we want. That's the kind of, we don't want any arrest at all, but you want to be able to know that you can protect yourself if something stupid happens to you or a family member, and that you know that your family member has a millionaire mindset of, we do these things, we do it ourselves. We are not taking from anybody. Like the brother, Austin Sterling, I got to give it to you, my brother in heaven, that you were out there with that entrepreneur mindset, selling CDs, and I don't care what they do to try to make it seem that he did something to deserve being shot point blank, laying down on the ground. He did not deserve that. So I know that all this stuff is going to come out, but we have to be in a situation that we're confident enough about ourselves, your wealth, your job, that you can express yourself. Too often we're in situations where you don't feel that you can say anything. I've had people tell me, I wanted to say something, but I was scared of my job. Well, anybody at your job that has any sense will know that you have a valid point. Don't say anything ridiculous, but when you know that this is wrong, there are people of every color that are not happy with what has happened. Nobody wants to see that. Anybody, nobody of any sense wants to see these people killing young, innocent people like this. Nobody. This is just a black issue. This is a criminal issue that is going across the country, and that it is our responsibility, especially because it's happening to us as black people, that we start protecting each other. And that you have to learn to build yourself up financially so that you can protect yourself, so that you can develop a sense of confidence about your family, your young people under you. You know that you know what you can do, you know the law, and you know what is not right, and that you know what you know, and express yourself appropriately. Speak up. Speak up. There's no more time for us to not say when something is wrong, say something is wrong. Too many times I've been in, I went into a print shop recently, and the print shop was doing a horrible job of customer service. They did everything wrong. They messed it up, and all I could think about that whole time is that they are looking at me as totally insignificant, because not enough of us own businesses for them to see that this black business deserves to have good service, and things need to be deserves for them to be done correctly. But if we're not doing the right thing, we're hurting all of us. We have to do the right thing. We have to stand up for what is right. We have to wake up. We have to stop living beyond our means, so that you're a slave to a financial system that is not designed to build you up. Credit cards are not going to build wealth for your family. I guarantee you that. I can promise you that having credit card debt is not going to help you retire or live or start your own business successfully. That's not the key. Credit card debt, no. Buying extreme vehicles that dominate your income, no. Buying clothes that dominate your income, no. No, no, and no. No, we have to make better decisions. So we have to become a saver and investor. We have to develop a budget. We have to avoid consumer debt and live within our means. We have to learn to invest for our future, invest for our current, invest for our future as well. Now, one thing I have moved away from is just thinking about retirement. I think that every day of our life, we should think about being financially independent. It is possible to be financially independent and still accumulate more wealth. You do not have to wait to 65 and then you're living off your little pension and your Social Security and you're all happy because you're making your little house payment and everything. No, you can reach a point of financial security earlier in your life if you stop spending extreme amounts of money on unnecessary things. We spend a lot of time trying to escape from our reality instead of making our reality something that we can enjoy, something that's more comfortable, something that is sustainable, and something that you want your life and your daily habits to represent something that you want your kids to also be like, and anyone that's watching you. You want them to thrive, to be more like you. And not because of your material items, but because of your character, because of your work ethic, because of your integrity. So we want to invest for financial independence. We want to really think about long-term financial planning. Yet it's not just about you. Our financial planning needs to include a legacy. The first principle of AfroEconomics is about legacy. It's about generations down the road. We're not right now. The Bible says that you have to leave a legacy for your children's children. It's because it takes time for things to really happen, which means you are going to have to take responsibility to put things in place. Investigate life insurance opportunities, investigate real permanent life insurance options. Talk with a legitimate financial advisor about legitimate things. Stop dealing with crooks and deal with people with legitimate knowledge, experience. Check out their background, get referrals, get references, work with legitimate people. Take time out and come out to workshops when people have them, things like that, where you can get to know people. You know, I have workshops free. August 6th is free in our nation's capital. No matter where you are, it's worth coming to. And that's what we don't think of. If it's not right around the block, then we think that we shouldn't do it. We should be running into anything that is about your betterment, your empowerment. It's not about a party. It's about empowerment. It's about you getting what you deserve out of life. It's about you representing what you want your kids to get out of life. It's about you caring enough about Alton, Sterling, Trayvon, all these brothers and sisters that are being killed unnecessarily because we're not doing what we got to do. I got to represent. I got to be so powerful that they will think twice about just killing somebody like that. To me, I feel like I got to pick up my game. It is about you. You know, what about the people who, while I was watching this, these were people that knew him, that were sitting there right in the car filming this. I want to be the person that will be like, nah, you're going to have to bring me down there on the ground with him because you are not going to do this. Come on now, this is unnecessary force. This is too much, y'all. You're hurting, you're going to kill him. And then they shot him. Oh my goodness. And they were still sitting in the car. What kind of fear is that? Where we're frozen and all you can do is take a picture. You sit there. I mean, they were so scared, they dropped the phone. When the police shot them, they dropped the phone. Fell. They were so afraid. They were so afraid. What is that? Because of that poverty mindset. They were so afraid. No, you're not. You cannot. We have to be fearless. We have to be fearless, and we have to stop punking down. When you know what's right is right, stand up for what's right. We got to have money so we can get justice, so we can get peace. We have to be about financial empowerment. I'm JB Bryan. That's AfroEconomics with JB Bryan. I'm the president and chief investor of JB Bryan Financial Group. And AfroEconomics is all about you getting free. We're going to get free of the slave mentality. We're going to get free of this victimization. We're going to get free of this, and we're going to be empowered. And I challenge you to check out AfroEconomics.com and change. Create good financial habits for you and your family. You can make that change. I did. I have. And I've made a commitment to my life that I refuse to be broke. Have a great day. I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye.